Hey everyone, it's Beans here from Asheville, North Carolina. Just wanted to say, where is it? The sun. Good morning. Good morning to you and yours. I hope everybody's doing great. You know, it's kind of an interesting thing. I was writing about this earlier today about how I would actually like everybody to succeed, for everybody to live a most authentic life, something that they can be happy with, you know, not just content, not just getting by, but happy. This is actually kind of a foreign concept to me when I first started considering it several years ago after a personal tragedy got my ass into therapy. For really the first time, seriously. I mean, I'd seen a therapist here and there, or a counselor here and there for different reasons, from marriage counseling to personal counseling, but it was never something that was a priority for me. But it became a priority for me because I wanted certain questions answered. And that's, to me, I think when you can say that you're on the path to wellness, okay? I keep talking about mental wellness issues. To me, it's a mental wellness issue once you've acknowledged that there's an issue that you want to address and that you start to address. Okay? Otherwise, it's a mental illness issue. People who can't even acknowledge the fact that there's a problem, to me, that's a mental illness issue. But it can become a wellness issue. At any rate, I digress. I really just came out here to say good morning. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. You are fantastic yourself. I'm messing with my gimbal. And, you know, if anybody sends you negative vibes today, you know, that's on them, kind of thing. Just keep that in mind. Not everybody's in a good place. And you may not be in a good place, or you might be. We don't know what's going on in each other's lives. I remember realizing that when I was a young guy and I was delivering flowers for a living for a little while. I had a flower delivery job, which could be either great or horrible. You know, you're either going to see people who just had a healthy baby or funeral homes perhaps. But in the hospital, riding up in the elevator, I realized you don't know what that person standing next to you in that elevator is there for. Are they there for something happy or for something sad? Because both things happen in hospitals. Although, while birthing is great, I guess it's the premier job that everybody would love to have in a hospital, and the number one reason why everybody would like to be going to a hospital for good news, it's still probably nowhere near the percentage of people that are there for bad news or for, you know, procedures that aren't considered good news. And anyway, my point is, be kind to each other. I have a feeling most of the people that are watching Beans are already in that kind of headspace. So I want to think how we can think collectively without it turning into some kind of a political statement. I honestly believe in this quantum world in which we are entangled, that mere thoughts are not mere thoughts. They're actually strings of code, if nothing else. Strings of information that will not be lost to the ether. I'm convinced a lot of what we do is recorded somehow. And I'm hoping that, like the Albert Brooks movie Defending Your Life with Meryl Streep, and Rip Torn, I believe, is in that. Anyway, I hope that we get a chance to kind of review our lives and find out where we fell down and where we lifted ourselves back up and where we truly shine. So that's what I'm out here doing. I'm preaching shine, baby. So I hope you have a day that shines. And if you don't, I hope you make it through okay. And I hope you keep it in your headspace that tomorrow is another day. You can get up and brush yourself off a million times. As I used to say to my son, and this is mankind that I'm talking about, a man can be destroyed, but never defeated. Now, maybe there was something in there that was sexist, since I was talking to my son and talking about the strength of men. But that's not to say women don't have that same strength, or probably even stronger strengths than men. I can't imagine trying to push a 9-pound baby out of a 10-centimeter hole, you know, an inch and a half away from my taint. Sorry, good morning. We don't need to get into taint talk just yet. You know, it's kind of funny how words morph. Taint used to be, for me, an art term. You know, you could taint a picture, or it's kind of funny how things change, and yet how much they stay the same. I hope you're doing well. You know, I could talk about all the stuff I know in the cannabis world, starting with vapes. I really like this new vape. It's a shout out to the people who are in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is Asheville, North Carolina, so we're about 2 hours away from Charlotte. We get to enjoy the beautiful views of the Smoky Mountains. Actually, it's the Appalachians, the Smokies, the Blue Ridge Parkway. All these cool things kind of coalesce here in Asheville. They kind of come together, and that's why a lot of people believe in vortexes, meridians of energy that kind of cross each other at certain nexus points on the earth. And that's one of the reasons why Asheville, even before the white settlers came and probably took it away from all the Native Americans, but that's why Asheville's always kind of had this vibe for being a healing place. You know, F. Scott Fitzgerald's wife, Ella Fitzgerald, unfortunately died here in a fire, but she came here to coalesce and live in the mountain air. And, you know, it's kind of funny. I'm sure at one point, I guess it was kind of considered a pristine place. It wasn't easy to get to, but now we have these poison machines driving up and down this highway constantly all day long. This is kind of a thoroughfare that's not the highway. It's kind of a shortcut, probably only saves 5 minutes to get to the next county over, which is Henderson County. And Hendersonville is close enough by to where a lot of business and a lot of traffic come and go to and from that destination. At any rate, it's very quiet here on weekends next to the highway. It's very quiet in the evenings, and I don't fault people. I drive up this road all the time too. And you know, my car is probably louder than I would like it to be as well. But having been displaced from a quiet little cul-de-sac next to a rock quarry, which was loud enough in its own right, but at times it was dead silent, and then being displaced in Helene after a tree fell through my rental home, and sheltering at a friend's house who's been nice enough to put me up while we sort things out. So, and my kids live here too, so that is an important point to note. It's not like I'm, you know, still homeless. I could have been any number of different places, but I wanted to stay nearby my kids. They only got a little bit more time left at home, and then I'll be embarking on the great emptiness syndrome, which will be kind of interesting, but I've always been good by myself. But here, you can hear the traffic just driving up this hill. And some people's cars are so loud. Trucks too. Sorry, my nose is running a little bit, so I'm gonna go blow my nose. I just wanted to come out here and say happy Friday. Much love to you all. Peace, love, and serendipity to you from Doc Beans. Remember to be nice to each other, because we don't know what each other's going through, again. And be kind to yourself while you're at it. That's key to being able to get to any healing place. Be kind to yourself. As always, do what makes you feel good, as long as it doesn't intrude on other people's lives. It's all good, man. So, okay, baby. I appreciate you. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace out.